Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The type of instrument with which we are born is either sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. Depending upon the type of life the jiva has lived and died in his last life, and that determines the foundation of our present life. Therefore, Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yoya shraddha sa eva saha. So whatever is our shraddha foundation, according to that our life is determined. Then to know the types of shraddha that one has, the natural inclination for invocation of the strength is indicated in this fourth verse. Yajante satvika devan. So those who are with the sattvic disposition, they invoke the divine forces. Yaksha rakshamse rajasaha. Those who are with the dynamic and desire prompted living beings, they invoke yaksha, rakshas, etc., the most powerful one in this world, with wealth as well as the strength. And those who are the tamasic people, they take refuge in the bad forces such as the witchcraft, preta, bhuta and all kinds of things, material pursuits. So there are three kinds of pursuits that are seen in this world. The worst is the material pursuit, which is by the tamasic shraddha people. Second is the indulgent pursuit, where only bhoga, enjoyment, kama, that is the only purushartha. And the third one is the sattvika, where dharma purushartha is sought. So in this manner, these are the three pursuits. One is the artha, kama and the dharma. These are the three kinds of people. Now, those who are अशास्त्र विहितम घोरम तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः दम्भाहंकार संयुक्ताः कामराग बलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्रामम् अचेतसः माम चैवान्त शरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुर निश्चयान्. Now out of these three types of people with three kinds of shraddha, those who are in pursuit of artha and the kama alone, they are mentioned here. Ashastra vihitam, when one is overpowered by the wealth and the desire to enjoy this world, one transcends the limitations of the shastra. So ashastra vihitam, ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha. Such people lead a very, very dynamic and terrible life without any self-control. And they are all arrogant. Dambha, ahankara, sanyukta, arrogant and the egoist. And their real strength is kamaraga balanvitaha. Their real strength is dedication to the desire and putting all efforts for the fulfillment of the desire. And such people, they torture themselves, they torture others and me also, who is residing in their hearts, in the form of not obeying my scriptural injunctions, because they are ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante tapaha, because they are practicing all which is not in tune with the divine command, and therefore they trouble me. Up to here we have seen. Now, Bhagavan Shankara says, what is the purpose of giving all this information? Aharanam cha रस्य स्निग्धादि वर्गत्रय रूपेण भिन्नानाम यथाक्रमम सात्विक राजस तामस पुरुष प्रियत्व दर्शनम यह क्रियते. Now what will be done in the subsequent verses, that there will be three types of foods which are liked by the three types of people. Sattvic people, what kind of food they like, Rajasic people, what kind of food they like, and Tamasic people, what kind of food they like. Similarly, Rasya Snigdhadi Ahara Vishesheshu Atmanaha Priti Atirekena Lingena Sattvikatvam Rajasatvam Tamasatvam Cha Buddhva, and then searching or seeing what is the kind of food that we like. Suppose we are liking too much of spicy or too much of tamogune food, then we should become aware and avoid that kind of food and follow the sattvic temperamental food. Buddhva rajastamo linganam aharanam parivarjanartham. So that kind of food which is indicative of too much of rajas and tamas, that kind of food should be rejected. And sattvalinganam cha upadanartham, and the sattvic kind of thing should be adopted in one's life. Tatha, similarly, yajnadinam api sattvadi guna bhedena trividhatva pratipadanam. So also about the yajna also, there will be the three types of yajna, dana and tapa. So all the yajna, dana, tapa, they will be also indicated of three types. And here also one has to know what is the Rajasic yajna dana tapa, what is the Tamasic yajna dana tapa, and Katham Nunama Parityajet, and they should be rejected, and Sattvikan eva Anutistheta iti evam artham. And only the Sattvic, the yajna dana tapa should be practiced, Sattvic ahara, food habit should be maintained. Rajasic, Tamasic has to be rejected. To tell this topic begins. So, this is how slowly we become oriented on the spiritual path. Now, the 7th verse. Aharastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyaham yajnastapasthatha danam tesham bhedamimam shrunu. Now in this verse, 4 factors are told. One, aharaha tu api sarvasya bhoktuhu, of all the experiencers, enjoyers, ahara also trividaha bhavati priyaha ishtaha. So the 3 types of people will have 3 types of liking as regard their food is concerned. Tatha, similarly, yajna tapa tatha danam tesham aharadinam bhedam imam vakshamanam shrunu. So also the yajna, dana and tapas, this also is according to the 3 kinds of shraddha in these people. So their bhedam shrunu. Now here the word bhedam has 2 meanings. Bhedam is difference. One is separated from others. Second meaning of bhedam is the secret. So please listen to the differences of the 3 kinds of people's liking as well as the secret behind them. What is that? Shrunu vakshamanam. What I am going to tell you, listen. One day, somewhere in Bombay, I think, you must have suddenly sometime I say in my thing, now be attentive. So, one elderly man, after my lecture was over, he said, Swamiji, when you say be attentive, we feel so bad, as if we are sleeping or what? I said, no, you are not only not sleeping. But there are so many people here, so when I am talking, and this comes, it is not prepared sentence. But when something is very important, automatically the teacher is prompted to tell. So that if the mind of the student has run here and there, he will bring it back and listen. Here also, tesham bhedam imam shrunu. Now Arjuna says, am I sleeping or what? Shruno, shruno, shruno. So it is only to draw the attention. So now vakshamanam bhedam shruno. Now in the 8th verse, first he gives the food which is liked by the people with the sattvic shraddha. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hrudya ahara satvika priyaha. Now here the food habit is indicated. First, ahara satvika priyaha. So, ahara satvika priyaha satvikasya ishtaha. This kind of food is liked by those people who are with the sattvic disposition. Sattvic disposition means what? Those who are knowledge oriented. Those who are not indulgence or the matter oriented. For such people, this kind of food is liked. But here we should be very clear. Like, all Punjabis are Indians, but all Indians are not Punjabis. So, all the Sattvic people like this kind of food. Therefore, all those who like this kind of food are Sattvic? No. It is not like that. Otherwise, the food which is eaten by the buffaloes and cows is the most Sattvic. No mirch, no masala, no nothing. That is not the meaning. We should understand this with proper guarded understanding. Now, ayuhu sattvam cha balam cha arogyam cha sukham cha pritihi cha tasam vivardhana. Ayu sattva bala arogya sukha priti vivardhana. Te cha rasya rasopeta snigdha snehavanta sthira tirakala sthayinaha dehe hrudya hruday priya ahara satvika priya satvikasya ishtaha. Now first, ayuhu. Ayuhu is longevity. That food which is responsible for the longevity of our life, ayuhu. Then sattva. Sattva is the antakaran. That food because of which the mind remains calm and quiet, which is strength giving. Then balam cha, that food which is able to give us the physical strength. Then arogyam cha, and that food which is responsible for giving health and strength. Sukham cha, and also that food which gives us joy while eating and after eating. Then pritihi cha, and that food, the very look of the food becomes so loving that you feel like eating. So tasam vivardhanaha. So this kind of things which are increased by this kind of food, they, which are those foods? They are rasya, rasopetaha. They are full of ras. They are not dry kind of food. Then snigdhaha, they are full of snigdha. Snigdha is oil or the fat. So they are not the dry, like many people these days I have seen, they eat the wheat or the rice husk. Why? Because they want to add more of fiber and less of food, the calorie goes down. Now that is not a sattvic food, that is the animal food. So snigdhaha snehavandaha, then sthiraha, stirakala sthayina dehe, that food which remains in the body for quite some time, that kind of food. And hrudaya priya hrudya, that which is really like from the heart by this sattvic kind of people. So this is the kind of food which is liked by the people who are sattvic disposition. You will see this kind of food is explained in Bhagavad. It is never mentioned in Bhagavad that Bhagavan Sri Krishna went to somebody's house and was searching for papad and achar. No. He was only going for the makhana or the butter and the milk and things like that. So this is the Sattvika kind of food. After this is done, again I will repeat the whole three things to have correct understanding. Now the second kind of food which is liked by the Rajasic people, 9th verse, Katvam lalavanatyushna Tikshna ruksha vidahinaha Ahara rajasasyeshta Dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Katu, amla, lavana, ati, ushna, ati shabda, katvadishu sarvatra yojjaha. Ati katuhu, ati tikshnaha, iti. Now, katu is like the bitter gold. So that Karela, what we call katu, and there are one or two types of foods I eaten. Some parts of the world, I don't remember where. It is so bad to taste, but katu you can take all our Ayurvedic medicines. The best example. So katu, absolutely bitter. So ati katu. Because that ati shabda word should be associated with every. Similarly, lavana, no amla. Amla is sour. So, in the South India, every house consumes on an average 5 to 7 kilograms of imli. They eat so much of imli or these sour things, tamarind, that there is no end to that. Ati amla, then lavana. Lavana means the salt. Ati lavana, extremely salty. I had seen one person, where I don't remember, where he used to take food without tasting anything. First thing, there is to be a katori of salt kept in front of him. And he will take with his hand and spread everywhere, in everything, salt, without eating anything. So I asked him, I said, will it be too much if you are putting? He said, no, I like too much of salt. Anywhere in the world, whatever salt they add is not enough for me. Ati lavana. Then ati ushna. Ati ushna is extremely pungent. Such people, ushna can be taken both ways. Lavana, ushna means pungent, or ati ushna also means extremely hot. Some people are so fanatic about eating the hot food that they just can't imagine anything else except the hot temperature food. They want the food to be extremely hot. So, ati ushna and tikshna. Tikshna is biting. When they eat, the whole body must become, what you call perspiring. That kind of food. Ati tikshna iti evam. So, ahara rajasasya ishta. This kind of food is liked by the people with the rajasic disposition. And what this kind of food does? The sattvic food, what it has done? Ayu sattva bala rogya sukha priti vivardhana. The sattvic food increases the ayu, the quietness of the mind, etc. And here what it does, the rajasic food, dukkha, shoka, amaya prada. Dukkha, miseries, shoka, regrets, and amaya, the diseases. Prada, prayachanti iti, dukkha, shoka, amaya pradaha. So, such hot, extremely pungent, extremely salty, this kind of food creates lot of physical uncomfort and gives a lot of regrets afterwards. Like many people, when they are taking food, they will be taking too much of chilies and all kinds of things, and afterward they will be regretting, I should not have eaten. This is how dukkha shokamaya prada rajasasya ishta. Now the third type of food, South Indian food. Yatayamam gatarasam Puti paryushitanchayata Uchishtam chamedhyam Bhojanam tamasapriyam Yatayamam mandapakvam, naturopathy. See, in naturopathy, they always tell you should not cook the food fully. That's why they have only the sprouted things. No cooking at all. Because they consider the human beings as animals. So, yatayamam mandapakvam nirvirasya. And there is nirvirasya gatarasena uktatvad gatarasam. And then the one from whom the life has gone away. Gatarasam. The best example in today's world I can quote is when the food is taken out from the fridge and put it into the microwave, that food is gatarasam. There is no life left. You know, after I completed my lecture in Australia, probably Melbourne, one person came and told me, he said, Swamiji, microwave companies are going to sue you. Because you have presented the whole thing in such a manner that nobody will like to eat the food from microwave. Because what happens in microwave, they vibrate the molecules of the food at a very high frequency. And because of that, heat is created. But heat is created where? Out of the same food. Now that created heat is released. And what remains is only the dead food. Like the food which is given in the pindadan. So the heat from that rice ball is taken away by the pitrus. And whatever is left behind is the dead food. In the same manner, all the food from your microwave is like a leftover of the pindadan, gatarasam, yat. And such food is liked by the tamasapriyam. See, lazy people only do this. Tamasapriyam, gatarasam. Then rasaviyuktam. They do not have any ras in that. Puti durgandham cha. That which smells bad. Then parjushitam cha. Pakvam cha sat ratrantaritam cha. That which is cooked last night and eaten today, or that which is prepared yesterday and eaten today. What is that? Idli, dosha. They will be keeping the food whole night fermenting, and when a lot of fermentation has taken place, a lot of alcohol is formed in that. That is why the best dosha is considered. Which best dosha? While eating, the person should go to sleep. Because it is so highly alcoholic. And that kind of food, it is parjushitam cha, durgandham, pakvam sad ratrantaritam cha. Then yet uchishtam api, bhukta shishtam. This is another one. Leftovers. This is, I do not know where from the Daridri tradition has come in the Western world. Whatever is left, they go and carry it at home. There was one girl in Ahmedabad, she was telling me, in the Western world, if you go, they have got these funny things. Suppose you go to a hotel and you have ordered for some food and you cannot complete. You don't want to eat that time. So they pack and give you. Suppose you have ordered for pizza and you have eaten a little bit and remaining is remaining there. So the leftover they pack in a nice thing and give you. So you can go home and eat. Now they call it as a dog bag. Now we give it to the dog. But actually they eat themselves. One girl was telling Swamiji, I was in Bombay, and for the first time in my life, with all difficulty, we 2-3 students have collected money, saved money, and we went to Taj Mahal Hotel. That was the first experience of her life, to go to a 5-star hotel in Bombay, near Gateway of India, all excited, because we are from the small towns like Ahmedabad and all that. And after we ate, Then some food was left, could not eat. So I was acting very smart. So I told that waiter, kindly, pack it for my dog. How to tell that I will take food at home and eat the same one? So the waiter came. Oh, you got a dog? Good, ma'am. How many dogs you have got? Now she is staying in the hostel. Where is the dog? There are only mosquitoes. So now once you start, pretending, you have to pretend. Oh, I got 3 dogs. Good. Then what he did? He went to 3-4 more tables, collected all the rubbish from all the tables, packed it nicely and gave it to this girl. Now feed it to your dogs. Uchishtam, the leftover food. Uchishtam, api amedhyam, ajajnarham. Amedhyam means that which cannot be offered to the Lord. So this kind of food, bhojanam idrisham tamasa priyam. Such food is liked by the tamasic people. Therefore, if we follow this one rule in our life, many problems of our health will be taken care of. That we should eat only that food which can be offered to the Lord. Naturally, only freshness only will be left in the food, nothing else. Now these are the 3 kinds of foods which are liked by the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic food. Now, overall understanding is this. We must not think about food before taking food. Finish your food, whatever you have to finish, with joy, cheer and happiness. And after you are out of the dining place, forget about food till the next time. That is the most important. Otherwise, whole life goes only in classification of the food. All the time thinking about what is there for food, what is there for food. Like yesterday I asked that fellow, I said, hey, tomorrow for breakfast, what is there? Is it again poha? I don't want to eat that. He said, no, Swamiji, I'll make something for us. That's good. So when we are all the time thinking about food, it doesn't matter, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, we are not the seekers of truth, we are only gluttons. This is what we have to understand. Now second thing, ahara means eating. We only don't eat by the mouth. We also eat by our 5 sense organs, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. So our interaction with the world should be such that it does not leave a bitter taste or a laziness, regrets in our mind. But all our interaction with the world leaves cheer, contentment, happiness with the world and with ourselves. That will be the ultimate understanding of these 3 kinds of foods. So we are constantly eating, meaning we are constantly experiencing this world. Now how do we experience? What is the quality of our interaction? If our interaction leaves the mind peaceful and happy, we are sattvic. If the interaction leaves a disturbance, anger and frustration, it is rajasic. And if the mind is left dull-witted, stupid and lazy, then it is tamasic. This is how these 3 types of food with the 3 types of mental dispositions, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, should be understood. Now, atha idanim yajnaha trividaha uchyate. Now the yajna is also said of 3 types, because in the 7th verse the teacher has told aharastvapi sarvasya trivido bhavati priyaha. The 3 types of food habits for the 3 types of people was said. Then yajna, tapas, tatha, danam. Now out of these 3, yajna, tapas, dana, first the yajna is mentioned in the 11th verse. Apala kankshi bhir yajnyo vidhi drushtoya ijjate यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः अफलाकांक्षिभिः अफलार्थिभिः यज्ञः विधिदृष्टः शास्त्रचोदनादृष्टः यः यज्ञ इज्जते निर्वर्त्यते यष्टव्यम एव इति यज्ञ स्वरूप निर्वर्तनम एव कार्यम इति मनः समाधाय न अनेन पुरुषार्थो मम कर्तव्य इति एवं निश्चित्य स सात्विको यज्ञ उच्यते. Now here the sattvic type of yajna is indicated. Before we do this Bhashya, let us understand what is the meaning of yajna. This word yajna is used in Bhagavad Gita, which is pulled away from the Vedic limitations. Therefore, yajnathat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. So when the karma is done for the sake of yajna, then there is no bondage. If the karma is done not for the sake of the yajna, then it becomes a bondage. Now what is the meaning of yajna? First meaning, yajna means Ishvara. Because one of the names of the Lord Vishnu is yajna. Yajnartha, Ishvarartha. So whenever the karma is done for the sake of the Lord, it becomes a yajna. So what is the purpose of the activity? So any activity which is done for the sake of the Lord, it becomes yajna. One. When we take this definition of yajna, then what happens? Our whole life becomes yajnamaya. So yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yajjuhosi, dadasi, yat tapashyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. So all these activities belong to the category of the yajna according to Bhagavad Gita. In the Vedic literature, yajna means immediately make a hole in the soil, then put 18 bricks, then there will be ashtottara avaram ashtottara avaram teshu karma. In the Mundaka Upanishad this mantra will come. This karma is associated with the 18 things. So, and then there will be lot of flames, and you have to put Kali, Karali, Manojava, different types of flames. In that you have to put the oblations. This is the picture of the yajna. So, in both ways, what is the purpose of the yajna? Afalakangshibihi. This karma or the yajna is done without expectation of any kind. So what is the sattvic yajna? Sattvic yajna is the lifestyle where expectation in returns are zero. That is called as the sattvic karma or sattvic yajna. Yajna is always karma pradhan. So afalakangshibihi, afalarthibihi. Yajna vidhidrushtaha. Vidhidrushtaha means what? Shastra chodana drushtaha. That which is according to the scriptural injunctions. So, for every karma, there is karma adhikar. Everybody cannot do everything. So, those who are qualified for a particular type of karma, they should take this as the sattvic type of yajna or the karma. Shastra chodana drishtaha yajna ijjate nirvartate. Now the yajna is done according to the scriptural injunction and without any expectation. Then why it is done? Why should we do? Yashtavyam eva iti. Because we are obliged, we are supposed to do that. It is not why we should do. Every time why is not necessary. Why should we love everybody? Why should we do this thing? Why should we not do that thing? No, there why is no there. Yashtavyam eva, because that is our obligation. So, yashtavyam eva, yajna swarupa nirvartanam eva karyam iti. So, yashtavyam is karyam iti. Karyam means that is kartavyam. This is worthy of doing because we are supposed to live our life not only for the selfishness but also for fulfilling our obligations towards our parents, towards our society, towards the gods or the rishis. And therefore it has to be done. Iti manasamadhaya. And na anena purushartho mama kartavyaha iti evam nishchitya. And by this yajna, I don't have to achieve anything. Na mama purushartho kartavyaha. I don't have to achieve anything. Then what is that? Manasamadhaya. Now see, Tulsidas ji has composed Ramcharitamanas, and there he very specifically mentions Swantas Sukhaya Tulasi Raghunatha Gatha. He has not composed that Ramayana for doing the prachara of the Ramayana. No. The purpose is Swanta Sukha, for attainment of the peace within. Therefore, Manas Samadhaya means what? The whole thing put together. Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. This is the meaning. Therefore, when a yajna is done without any expectation, according to the scriptural injunctions, and because it is our obligation, without expecting anything in return from this kind of karma or the yajna, so that the mind remains at peace, no regrets afterwards, in this manner, whatever yajna is there, saha satviko yajna uchyate. That yajna is called as the sattvic kind of yajna. And yajna is always karma pradhan. Therefore, all the karma, all the activities that we do, all these activities are sattvic if they are done for the sake of the Lord, if they are done because we are supposed to do them, if they are done to leave the mind without regrets or frustration behind, if they are done because it is our life, without doing karma we cannot live, therefore we do our duties. In this manner, with understanding, when the life is lived, it is called as sattvika karma or sattvika yajna. Now the second one is the rajasic yajna. What is the rajasic yajna? Abhisandhayatu phalam dambharthamapi chaiva yata ijjate bharata sreshtha tam yajnam vidhi rajasam. Now it is exactly the different type than what we have seen in the earlier verse, Sattvic. There it was phalakankshi bihi. Here it is avisandhayatu phalam. So avisandhaya uddishya phalam. So whatever is done, keeping in view the result. When I do this thing, people will call me, he is a great dharmatma. And when I do this kind of, they will appreciate me. You know, last time I have done this thing and I have done that thing, and then the people now also they remember, and they always tell, Guptaji, whatever you have done was so unparalleled. And then I tell them, no, you told me so many times. They say, no, we'll tell you 100 more times because it was so good. So people appreciate what I do. This is called as abhisandhayatu phalam, phalam uddishya. Then dambhartham. Why this is done? Also dambhartham cha. Also for a show off. Many times you must have seen, you know, these so-called leaders, they go to the various temples and the camera goes with them. And all the time the attention is only on that camera, not on the Lord. We have gone to our, do you remember? How that camera fellow, Swamiji stand there, Swamiji sit here, now we'll take the photos. All the time that poor Jnaneshwara was, nobody is looking at me. Everybody is interested in the photography. Dambhartha is only the hypocrisy with which all the things are done, because expectation. So chaiva yad ijjate bharata sreshta tam jajnam vidhi rajasam. that kind of yajna or the activity is called as rajasic. That means what? Rajasic activity is selfishness oriented. It is all the time concerned about what do I get, what do I get, what do I get. And for that they are ready to do. Now the third one comes in the 13th verse. Vidihinam asrishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Vidihinam asrishtannam. Vidihinam yatha chodita viparitam. Vidihinam, whatever is said in the scriptures, exactly opposite is done. See, the hatred that has gone into the system of our Indian psyche has become so much that whatever has to be done according to the scriptural injunctions, that has to be rejected. So vidihinam. So yatha chodita viparitam. Whatever is said according to the authority of the scripture should be rejected. Then asrishtannam. Brahmanebhyo na srishtam na dattam annam yasmin yajne sa asrishtannaha tam asrishtannam. And second is where the food is not distributed. That kind of yajna. One of the most important aspects of any karma yajna is the food. See, when we move in many houses, we see the thing and one feels so disgusted. What kind of people in this world exist? I remember I went to somebody's house. So when we go, we get the best treatment. The best bedroom, all the AC, all comforts, everything is given to us. The best food, Swamiji, what do you like, what you don't like. And in their own house, the servant, he is sleeping somewhere below a staircase, not even a proper bed sheet. There is no question of any pillow to the servant. We require lot of mosquito nets and repellent and everything. And that poor fellow is lying down over there. This kind of treatment is totally wrong. Therefore here, asrishtannam. Now such servants are always given. I am so surprised the other day when I saw they give calculated food to servants. 2 chapatis are enough. Don't eat more. This is enough. Out, now get up. Are? He is a young boy, hardly about 20 years or so. So he will be requiring more food? No. And when such way you keep the servants starving, if they eat, then don't blame them. Therefore, vidihinam asrishtanam. Then mantrahinam, mantrataha, svarataha, varnataha cha vyuktam mantrahinam. Those yajnas are done without any proper mantra. They will be having the same kind of mantra. If you go the proper mantra chanting, in the south you get the right way. You go to the north, you go to Gujarat. There is no mantra chanting according to the swara, varna. They will be chanting the same type of mantra, and they have inherited from their parents, which they have never studied, never gone to any yajna school where they are taught all the paurohitya, nothing. Because the father was doing, I am doing. And the same wrong ucharan what the father has been doing, the same thing is being done. There is a mantrahinam. Then adakshinam, ukta dakshina rahitam. Ukta dakshina rahitam is what? They first of all tell, we'll give you dakshina, don't worry, Panditji, please come. And when the time of giving dakshina comes, then savva rupiya. They'll be giving the minimum thing to that Panditji or the Purohitas. Adakshinam, Shraddha virahitam yajnam. And this is all done without any faith. Please remember, mantra, yajna, karma, all of these become, and the guru, all of they become useful to us if we have 100% faith in them. If we do not have faith, even Sakshat Bhagwan Sri Krishna will never be able to teach us. Therefore, Shraddha Virahitam Yajnam Tamasam Parichakshate Tamo Nirvrittam Kathayanti. So this kind of yajna is called as the tamasic one. Now these are the three yajnas. As I told you, yajna is karma pradhana. It is action oriented. So these are the three types of actions. One kind of action is performed with a view to purify the antakaran. That is the sattvic yajna. The second type of performance in this world is to gain results in the outer world. That is the rajasic one. And the tamasic one is only vengeance, bitterness, and doing everything wrong without any faith. Then why do you do that? So this kind of negative approach to life is called as the tamasic yajna. Now, athaidanim tapaha trividham uchyate. Now we talk about the tapas, which is also of the three types. Deva dvija guru prajna pujanam shaucha marjavam brahmacharya mahimsa cha Shariram tapa uchyate. Now here also, before we go to the tapas, let us understand the meaning of tapas. Tapas means the process of heating. The gold ore is heated. And the more it is subjected to the heat treatment, more purified it becomes. In the same manner, in our life, all the difficulties are the process of purification. And this process of purification is required at the level of the body, at the level of the speech, at the level of the mind. Therefore, this tapas is told with reference to the body, with reference to the mind and the speech. Process of purification. Second thing, tapas is also done to remove the wrong notions of our dependence on the world. Many times we have this wrong notion. Without this we cannot continue, without this we cannot survive. Without this, life is impossible. It is not. When this is not understood, we become victim of our own foolish understanding. Like, many times, the one or two examples I'll give you. The elders in the family, they imagine that without them, the next generation will not be able to survive, because they don't know anything. And as a result, everything they want to do, they don't want anybody else to do anything. And they imagine that they are indispensable. This is totally wrong. This has to be removed. This is done through tapas, for example. Second example, many a times it happens that the teacher allows the disciples to work for him or her. And we get a notion that it is we who are looking after the teacher and he or she is 100% dependent on us. This wrong notion has to be removed, and that is done through tapas. Now third, as we are evaluating the teacher also evaluates us. Through every action, through every word. And therefore, when we are living with the teacher, it is a great tapas. because there is a process of purification that goes on. Otherwise, any time we can fall in our life and we are destroyed. Therefore, tapas gives us this clear understanding that in this world nothing is dependent on nothing. We are not indispensable in this world. World will continue. Then why we are doing everything? Not because the world wants, but we want. Remember the other day I told you? It is not your need to study Vedanta. It is my need to teach you. Because if I will not teach you, all this knowledge slowly, kale na mahata yogo nashta parantapa, this knowledge will gather dust. And therefore, when I come to teach you as my necessity, not your necessity, my approach will be different. In the same manner, if we understand the meaning of tapas as the process of purification at the level of the body, speech and the mind. What will be the purification at the level of the body? The body should be available to us whenever required. What is the purification at the level of the speech? That our speech must become a source of motivation, love, joy to everyone else. And what is the purification at the level of the mind? The mind is easily able to contemplate on the truth. Now these three processes of purification are attained through this tapas, and this is indicated in the 14th mantra onwards. Now first the shariram tapa uchyate, the process of purification at the level of the body. What is that? Deva dvija guru pradnya pujanam first. Worshipping the Deva, Devaha, gods, then Dvijaha, then Dvija. Dvija is twice born. So those who are doing this samskar, the yajñopavita samskar, they are called a Dvija. So Deva, Dvija, then Guru, Guravaha, the gurus, all those from whom we learn, and Pradnyaha cha, and the wise people. Pradnya means the wise people. So, pujanam, tesham pujanam, deva dvija guru pradnya pujanam. Now when we do the puja of these, the gods, the wise people, the guru, etc., by that what happens? Be very clear in understanding. By that what happens is, we discover an altar of reverence in our life. And if we lack an altar of reverence in our life, we will never be feeling secured in life. All the time there will be fear. And once we have this complete surrender and faith to the Guru or the God or whatever you have, any altar is necessary for life. Those who do not have that altar of reverence, they always feel lost in life. I remember the other day, somebody was telling me, Swamiji, yesterday also that man phoned me, Swamiji, I don't know, but I want to thank you, and I know I am disturbing you, but I will not disturb you more, I will tell you in short. And he went on talking. And he says, you don't know, I am like Ekalavya, I keep your picture and I talk to you and all my problems are solved. So he came to meet me in Bangalore when I went. And such an emotional fellow, I said, you please keep away from me. I'll understand your love, everything, but don't cross limits. You are unable to contain that. Now what is helping him is not me. I am far away from him. What is helping him is his own faith, his own reverence, because he has put me on the altar. So, when I put somebody on the altar, it is my faith alone which helps me grow spiritually. Therefore, Deva Dvija Guru Pradnya Pujanam, We have to have an altar of reverence in life. That is called as Sharirik Tapas. Now when this happens, then what will happen? Like, it is something like, suppose, I am not here and you are all gossiping, poultry farm, and suddenly one of you come to know that I have come. Immediately in meditation. Now why this happens? Because we become aware of someone whom we respect or revere has come. Now extend this. When we remain aware of the divine presence in our heart, when we remain aware that everything that is happening, going through our minds, is known by the teacher, automatically the mind will start behaving properly. The words will start behaving properly. This is the importance of Deva Dvija Guru Pradnya Pujanam. And this will control our body's uncontrolled activities. Like, according to our tradition, when the teacher comes, we get up. So when you are getting up, you have to give up the laziness. Oh, again, is it necessary to get up or is it okay to sitting? No, keep sitting. So lazy, like a buffalo, keep sitting there. But when we get up, when we sit down, that laziness goes away. And that is the impurity of the body. Alasya nidra pramad. A lazy body cannot achieve anything in life. There is one boy who resigned a job. And he was having a very good job in a bank, but he said, no, I want to do business. I am not interested in that job. And he wanted to do business. So I told him, look here, business is not like going to the bank and sitting and doing nothing. Here you require 24 hours attention. You can't have laziness in your life, and you are an embodiment of laziness. So unless you give up laziness, forget about doing business. No, Swamiji, I'll do everything. I said, okay, then you come and meet me. Then for 1 month he didn't come. Then when I was on my way to Lonavala, then his phone goes, Swamiji, can I come and meet you? I said, no. He said, why? I said, I don't have time for you. He said, why, Swamiji, are you angry with me? I said, I don't get angry with the fools. Why, Swamiji, like this? I said, what did I tell you? You meet me on such and such day. What happened? Oh, Swamiji, I went to Goa, and I said, did you phone me back that you are not in Bombay? And you were supposed to come and meet me here. Did you do that? No. Actually, no. I said, this is not the cult of a business person. You cannot have laziness in your life. So, Dev Dvija Guru Pradnya Pujanam, when we worship, respect, revere somebody, all the laziness will disappear from the body. That is called as the purification of the body. Then Shaucham. Shaucham is external purification as well as internal purification together. External purification is attained by the bath, etc. One must take twice bath a day minimum. Some of the people have some kind of, whatever you may call it, perspiration, all that, they smell awfully bad. The other day, who came with me in the car, in Bombay it happened. My God, it was impossible for me to sit in the car. So much stink coming out of the whole body. So afterwards, when everything was over, we got down, then I asked my friend, I said, did you smell? He said, yes, Swamiji, little bit. I said, little bit? She was sitting next to you, and how did you smell her? No, Swamiji must have been, perspiring, tired and all that. So if we have that kind of, body which perspires with this bad smelling, It is our responsibility that we use whatever medicines are required and keep ourselves extremely clean. Very, very important. The other day, one person in, where it happened? In Pilani. One young boy, he came and asked me this question. Swamiji, I want to know why nobody likes me. I try to make friends with everybody and they push me away. I said, you also keep away from me, I'll tell you. You also push me away? Yes. He said, why, what's wrong with me? First of all, you stink physically. You tell me how many times you have washed your banyan. Do you change your banyans daily? Do you take bath daily? Do you brush twice, thrice a day? Do you clean your eyes? It's all important. Shaucham. When we keep our body clean, neat, perfect, naturally you will fresh. You will feel very fresh. Otherwise, the whole life under the disguise of spirituality, all stinking life. No. So, Shaucham. Then Arjavam. Arjavam Rujutvam. Rujutva means straightness. This is another important aspect of the body tapas, that we must not walk, sit, sleep in a lazy posture. See, when we are walking, are we walking a dignified way? Or somehow are they walking away? No. Every step must be calculated and put. Then only it is worth. Similarly, while sitting, are we sitting in a very nice, perfect posture? Otherwise, after every 2 minutes you go on changing this way, that way. That is not the way. So, Arjavam, Rujutvam, straight. Then, Brahmacharyam, Ahimsacha. Brahmacharyam has got two aspects. One aspect is the celibacy, and second aspect is spending time of our life for something higher, such as the study of the scriptures, doing the puja pothi, having our rules and regulations, sitting for meditation, doing the japa, and regularly chanting the scriptures, whatever we have studied. This all put together forms the meaning of the word brahmacharya. Then ahimsacha. So ahimsa, non-injury to anyone around us through our body. Sharira nirvartyam shariram sharira pradhanaha sarvaihi eva karya karnehi katradevihi sadhyam shariram tapochyate. So this is called as the tapasya at the level of the body, gross body, which is done by all the body, the sense organs, organs of action, the doer, etc. This is called as the shariram tapa. Panchayate tasya hetavaha iti vakshati. Because for every kind of karma, there are 5 factors required. It will be said in the 18th chapter. Adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha pruthak vidham vividha cha pruthak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. Sharira vang manorbhiyat karya prarabhate naraha tasyete pancha hetavaha. So these 5 becomes the hetu, the cause for all the activities by the body, speech and the mind. And among them, the adhishthanam is the body. So this is the body tapas, wherein our body is available for all the undertaking that we have to do easily and quickly. Now we come to the next tapas at the level of the speech. Again, I repeat, tapas means a process of purification. Tapas means the understanding that it is not necessary for you to talk. Many times we talk and afterwards regret. What is the reason? Because we have no control. Many times we talk in such a manner that it is insulting to the presence of the other person. Therefore, here now the Vangmaya tapas is said in the 15th verse. Anudvegakaram vakyam Satyam priyahitanchayata Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva Vangmayam tapa uchyate. Now this is called as the Vangmaya tapa, the tapasya austerities at the level of the speech. First and the most important thing, Vangmaya tapa is not keeping the mouth shut. See? Normally, by the word maunam, what is understood? I don't know why, maunam. See? Vangmaya means speech. Maya, as I told you, modification. Vang, speech. What is the modification of the speech? First, anudvegakaram vakyam. Anudvegakaram praninam adukkakaram vakyam. So that vakyam, the speech, that speech which does not hurt anybody. Now see, what are the reasons that our speech hurts others? See, by proper speech, we can make the whole world as our friend or the whole world as our enemy. This is the most important instrument that God has given human beings. The same tongue, if it wags with a proper manner, it will create friends everywhere. The same tongue, it goes and wagging the wrong way, it will create enemies. So the first principle that should be kept in mind is this anudvegakaram vakyam. Anyone who is in front of us should not be hurt by any statement of ours. When we are talking to somebody, this should be consciously observed by us. Now, what are the methods by which our words hurt other people? One method. When we talk with high pitch, many times we lose control over ourselves, become angry, and shout at other people. Shouting at other people is the worst kind of cultural degradation. No. We must not, even if what you have to say, it can be said in a cool manner. Not by shouting and arguing. No, no, no. That is not the way a spiritual seeker should practice. Increasing the pitch or the volume of our voice is the worst kind of cultural degradation. Second thing, what I am telling you is all what is my observation. Second thing, one day I was talking to somebody, and then that somebody again will increase the pitch in such a manner that I have to keep quiet. So I keep quiet. And again when some question is asked, the moment I start replying, again with a higher pitch, again she will start talking and I have to keep quiet. So once or twice I understood, I said, oh, this is the kind of character. So I kept quiet. No more talking. Then, Swamiji, you are not telling me, you are not talking to me anything. I said, no, it's fine. What you say is right. See? Now what has happened, when we talk to somebody with higher pitch, if you don't have logic, you increase the pitch. It is said, sarvam shesham kopena purayet. What cannot be fulfilled by understanding and logic is fulfilled by anger. So, anudvegakaram vakyam. Now, if we want to reduce this habit of speaking with a higher pitch, shouting at somebody, there is one method. What is that one method? Make a rule to yourself to find out and see that everyone in front of you is superior than you in one or the other way. Very simple. First, superiority by age. If somebody is elder than us, we have no business to speak loudly in a very arrogant manner. That is not the way life should be. Anudvega karam vakyam. See how important it is. And when we do not have that control, the other day one boy was telling me, Swamiji, you please help me, when I become angry, I lose my control. One day, even I caught collar of my own father because I was angry, and afterwards I was feeling very bad. So I kept quiet. He said, you are not telling me anything. I said, I don't like to talk to animals. I said, are you not ashamed that you have no control over yourself? Anudvega karam vakyam. The first and the most important thing in life is that our words should not be uttered with a high pitch, disrespecting the elders. Second thing, why we do this? Because we evaluate elders. Another important factor in our spiritual life. We have no business to evaluate elders. When we will evaluate our elders, we will disrespect them. We will not respect them. Like, suppose, in Bhagavad Mahapuran this thing comes. One day, Bhagwan Sri Krishna is sitting and Vasudevji comes and tells him, hey Krishna, I have been hearing everybody tells that you are Brahman, you are Brahman. Are you really Brahman? Vasudevji asked this question. And Bhagwan Sri Krishna says that, Daddy, this is the way the parents instruct the children. Tattvamasi. So I am extremely thankful to you that you have given me this upadesh, that I am Parabrahma Paramatma. See, Bhagwan Sri Krishna never taught anything to his parents. How important it is. Because the moment you start evaluating, teaching, trying to prove how they are wrong and we are right, it is we who are the losers, because we have lost one opportunity to respect somebody in this world. The highest opportunities are, the more we are able to respect, the more happier we are. When we are in front of the idol of the Lord, what is happening? Idol is only stone lying down there. But what is that which helps us? It is our respect and reverence. Anudvega karam vakyam. So one technique by which we can see the greatness in others, age. Second, wealth. Somebody is wealthier than us, deserves respect. When the Lakshmi has gone to that person, how he has gone is not our concern. Therefore, he or she deserves respect. There is nothing that we should be taking for granted and have disrespect. Anudvega karam vakyam. Third, the ability to control and govern many people. A person who is able to control, govern many people, whatever our politicians are, they do deserve respect. Otherwise, you try to win the votes and try to become there is impossible. So, third, this criteria, and fourth is somebody is elder than us in knowledge and wisdom. Jnana vruddha. So, these are the reasons by which we can help ourselves, guide that we do not utter the sentences or the words which are hurting, which are creating a sense of disrespect in our mind towards others. This is the Vangmaya Tapa. The remaining we'll see in our next class. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate भविष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।